What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, aka Mr. Tell Like It Is. Guys, it's now been a month since Alex Eubank's Turn to the Dark Side, and we're gonna watch his latest video. What a month on steroids, I mean TRT, looks like. Let's get into it. All right, right now, all right, this is what it looks like. It looks a little saucy in the chest. A little saucy in the chest. All right. We're posing in the mirror. Guys, remind you, remember, he's doing this for himself.
Alcohol prep pads. That's definitely testosterone in there. Oh man. Testosterone cypionate, 180 milligrams / 20 milligrams. I don't know what any of this stuff means, but I'm sure a lot of you juiced up guys do.
Juiced up. Remember like the last videos, like,
don't put me on the same pedestal as people blasting gear like
these guys. I want you guys to understand that I'm blasting gear. People think that I'm gonna have a whole nation of kids like, you know, doing steroids. Your video on what it's like being on TRT for a month is unpackaging your needles and steroids for everyone to see.
It's crazy that just this little thing here is gonna make me look phenomenal here in a few weeks.
I hate that. Look at the message he's sending out. This is gonna make me look so good in a couple weeks. Dude already looks phenomenal. All jokes aside, whether he was on gear earlier or not, he has a good physique. His physique is good enough. He's foaming at the mouth. Oh my God, gains upon gains. What is that telling the kids of his generation? What's that telling? His physique to him is not good enough, and that he's looking into this thing like it's his savior. Gotta say it. This is supposed to be a young Christian man who trusts God, believes in God, and everything about him is God. If you're a Christian, you believe in God, 100% great. Put him first in everything you do, 100%. That's how it's supposed to be. Because when you do that, you're not looking at this bottle like it is your God. This guy is worshiping this thing right now. Look at his eyes. What message is he sending out?
These are the needles. You got 25 gauge needles. I've already had my boys inject me.
My client just went on HRT. He's 38 years old. He has all of the signs, all of the symptoms of low test. Mental health, physical health, energy, erectile dysfunction. He's laid it all out on his table. He took a picture of me and showed it to me. And he's like, I'm nervous doing this stuff. Like it's a lot for someone to look at. This guy needs it. This little Mary Poppins here is taking it so he feels better when he's lean.
Okay, these are the ones that go in my ass. Cool. So that's 25 gauge. I think my boys been pinning me with a 20. So I think that's smaller.
A 20 gauge is big. You get your boys jabbing you with basically a daggone knife. Like this is the most immature shit I've ever seen.
Okay, this is the HCG stuff. Chronic gonadotropin. Reconstituted, 10,000 unit, 6 milliliters, bacterial, whatever, water inject.
That is his prescription.
Please do not put me on the same pedestal as people blasting gear.
Meanwhile, you're just showing your prescription to the world. My clients who have gone on HRT, their goal isn't to look good. They don't want to have an unworking man. There's no jokes aside, really, that's what it's for. This is the absolute worst message anybody's ever put out about steroids I've ever seen. At least he's being honest.
Bro, I was telling him earlier, like, I'd be hitting legs, dude, and whenever I show my legs...
Why is he walking like that?
Just wants to make fun of how little my dick is, or like, I don't know, dude, I'm trying too hard, so, there's no reason to train legs at this point, when you can't even show them off, so might as well train arms.
When I'm training legs, I show them off, but y'all make fun of my legs and stuff, though, but that's why I'm not gonna train legs today, man. His life revolves around what you guys think and say. Now, get some good controlled reps here. When we're doing these, guys, we're coming down. Stretch as much as we can because we're getting a good stretch here. Great position to get the long head of the triceps really working. We want to come all the way down. This isn't a bad exercise. Honestly, like this machine is pretty dope. I would rather much do like, you know, tricep extensions with the cable or even lying down, doing like this way, but this is still good enough. Now his reps here, I'm not gonna lie, they're good and controlled. I will give him all the credit in the world if he actually makes sure he trains properly. 100%. I will not just shit on the kid for being an idiot, but I will 100% give him credit where credit is due when he's training properly. Jeez, holy, what in the creatine? That woman in the background looks like she might be able to bench poor Alex. If that's his home gym, I get it. And poor little Alex just comparing himself. Comparison, the thief of joy. I'm telling you right now that whatever gym he's in, he's comparing himself. When you're doing preacher curls, guys, we want to make sure that preacher pad stays right in the armpit. You want to make sure you're pressing against it so when we're all the way down, we don't have the shoulders jabbing up, coming up when you're pulling. Put pressure in the back of the pad, keep those wrists nice and flat and strong, and pull the biceps, keeping your chest up. You don't want to be hunched over like this. Keep the head up. Don't do all this stuff for a choke. We're here, right? Look at my chest, look at my shoulders, look at my trap, look at how they're all congested. We want to be here. When we're doing any kind of movements, guys, we want to be here. The only time we want our shoulders in our ears is if we're doing some kind of a trap exercise, whether it's shrugs or cleans, which none of y'all are probably doing cleans anyway, but you know, keep yourself upright, right? Here's the thing that's effed up about this entire thing right now, guys. That don't look like low body fat levels. That looks like 12, 15%. And 12, 15% is a nice healthy range for a man, for a 24-year-old man. And this guy got the doctors to give his ass steroids. And you know damn well that at this body fat, he's in the range that he should be in. So let's just go back to what he said before, like when I'm a little fatter or whatever, or when he's eats more food, his test is at 900. So what do you think his test is at now? And he's taking 200 milligrams of test. So right now his test is probably higher than that, way higher. It doesn't mean because you're taking 200 milligrams of testosterone, that means it's gonna add to the 900 nanograms per deciliter. It means that 900 now is probably like over 1,000. Over 1,000. Now we're over the range that we need to be. And then now we're offsetting it with HCG, probably the next thing. It's a slippery slope from here, guys. I can promise you what's gonna happen. This guy here is that this is the gateway. TRT is your gateway to a real cycle. And to be honest, the guy's on a real cycle. He's on 200 milligrams of test at 24 years old. My man don't need it at all. But for himself, guys, all for himself, right? All for him, here he is for himself. I hate when people do this pose. It's wrong. I cannot stand when people do this pose. The lines are completely off. It's a bad pose when you can't do it right. We got some other lighting here. He's got more footage of him in the bathroom posing than he does actually training. Another one, the vanity. Oh my God, what? I'm doing it for myself, man. Not doing it for nobody else but for me.
2, my sleep has been better. 3, better like mental clarity for sure.
Cap, you know why I say that his mental clarity isn't better? Because he's doing these videos still. If his mental clarity was actually better, he would be able to look outside himself and be able to look at himself and be like, what am I doing? I don't need this. I'm perfect the way I am. I already look really good and I'm only 24 and I could probably sustain this really good looking physique for a long time. I don't need steroids. What am I thinking? I don't need to be single digit body fat at all. Why am I even doing this? You know what? I don't need this. Let me get my money back or get rid of it. Now I'm gonna do a video on that and say, guys, you know what? I made a massive mistake. I thought I needed this and I really thought about it for a bit and I realized that, you know what? I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with myself. I am happy with who I am. I love who I am. I don't need to change. I don't need this little bottle. I need to just do me and just do it for me, and that is it. That's what mental clarity looks like. You know what this is? This is his ego growing. And we're watching it in real time, y'all. By the time we get 6-week check-in, oh, trust me on that. Watch his attitude. His attitude's gonna change. He's been doing self-checks even more, brushing his hair off even more, showing a little more of his physique even more.
Bro, I'll be like rock solid throughout the night, which I wasn't like that before, which is interesting. Hey, throughout the day, random point, which is kind of funny.
I've done a few shows and taken all of the gear. You know what happens to me when my body fat gets really low, close to show, stage time? My man decides to take off. He's just on vacation. Because no matter how much testosterone you take, when your body fat is low, that just doesn't work as good. So he's gonna be sadly mistaken when he's like, the test is gonna save me. It's gonna run exactly the way it should when I'm low body fat percentages. He's just gonna be sad. His kid is just not there.
Feeling more like I hate using this term, but like you feel more confident in terms of because I'm like usually a very passive person, right? But as of recently, like when something does come up or I don't know how to explain like a specific scenario, but like I will feel like aggressiveness, not that it's roid rage, but I'll feel the aggressive side, like if I wanted to act out in that, but I still usually am passive. But before I didn't even have that feeling, so I definitely feel more of that like main character syndrome.
You know what I heard? I heard that he was never a confident person. He's always been insecure. And now that he's on testosterone, it's making him feel more confident, something that he's never been able to feel before. That is the dangers of doing these things. And that's why people get addicted to doing steroids, because it does make you feel a little bit like a Superman. It does. It makes you feel a little more confident. If you weren't a confident person before and you start feeling a little more confident, that is a very addicting thing. You get more addicted to feeling confident than you do just inject yourself and doing steroids and getting bigger. It's just hard to stop. And that's why a lot of people stay on steroids. they weren't confident enough before. It's the same thing as Dr. Mike. Why did he go on steroids? Well, because back in the day, you know, you had to be a big jack guy for people to listen to. Me and my boy had to do it, so we went on steroids, and now people listen to us, and why can't I go off? Well, I'm afraid if I go off and lose a muscle and stuff, then they're not gonna listen to me anymore. I see right through all of it. I'm just saying what people say, y'all. Speaking facts.
Just like confidently aggressive in a sense. Like if you think or feel something, you like let it know rather than like keep it down, you know what I mean? Which I have definitely felt / noticed more of that. Not caring as much about stuff that I probably would worry about before, which has been kind of cool. So just, it's been good.
You know what the crazy thing is? You could do all that on your own. You just gotta practice some self-awareness, emotional intelligence, some mindfulness, and you literally can do that without steroids. You literally don't need steroids to not have to worry about things that don't matter that much anymore. You don't need it. Steroids will give you the synthetic feeling of feeling confident. When I say synthetic, is because it's not real. Because when it comes to confidence and security, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, those are things that you can develop on your own on the inside. You can do that yourself. You can make that happen yourself, 100%. But you can get it in other ways as well too. You can get it through drugs. You can get it through steroids, which is a drug. You can get it through other vices. But those are the synthetic kind, the kind you have to go from the outside to bring it in. Do that, you don't actually own it. Why am I saying this? Because I've been through it. I know what that fake synthetic confidence feels like. It's not real, and you rely on it forever. And then as soon as it's gone, you feel empty. You feel worse off than you were in the first place. This guy's going on a slippery slope that's gonna ruin him in the end. And I hope it does. I hope he figures it out.
Feeling good. I'd say like the best part, I just feel more dialed in. I like that I am in a sense fuller and bigger, but also while staying the same body fat.
If he was really doing this for his health, he'd be like, man, I really feel good that my test levels are back to normal. But it's like everything he says is like, man, I feel better, I look better, I look better, I look better, I look better. Then it is finest. And I'm sorry, man, I'm a jive on his faith. If his faith was rock solid, he wouldn't need this. I'm just saying.
I eat a lot of food. I was in a surplus multiple times. I just don't call it a bulk, and I'm not clean bulking. I don't care about that. I like eating, bro. If I'm gonna be eating, I'm gonna be eating. When we go to restaurants, getting all the appetizers, that's what I do. I enjoy doing that. It's like a hobby.
Because you go to a restaurant all the time, that's not healthy eating. You know what healthy eating is? Eating in a healthy caloric intake and having at least 3 to 5 meals with protein in it and fiber and healthy fats throughout the day. Not like, oh, I eat, man. I go to Cheesecake Factory once a day and I eat all the appetizers. This is like the commercial for what not to do. This is a good brand or commercial for like doctors to learn who not to give TRT to. Whatever TRT clinic you're at, whatever he's getting it from, you guys failed miserably. And now you got a 24-year-old steroid abusing, insecure, low self-esteem influencer that's just gonna end up in the worst spot that he was to begin with. And you guys, if you need help with your own fitness journey, you're stuck in your fitness journey, you've made a lot of great improvements, but you just don't know where to go now, or you're at the beginning of your fitness journey and you just need help and guidance in order to understand how to do it your own way, the right way, sustainably, guys, hit the link in the description below, johnstreetfitness.com, fill out that application, get on a video call with me. We will go over your goals and see what we can achieve together. Anyway, until next time, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.